Hey guys and girls, I am going to just take a quick video on addressing new home insulation and R value and things that you need to watch out for. Even in new homes that are more than well insulated, you still have to take care of it yourself, and I'm going to show you why. I apologize for the bad video. I got to flip the phone around because I got weld splatter on my front camera, but I should have done this a long time ago. We've been here for almost 8 years. We're in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It is -2 currently. Tomorrow it gets down to -25. We had a cold snap about a week ago, and I went around the house and felt a few drafts from a few places. Things like around sliding doors around the bottom and stuff like that. I can go show you later. But anyways, I just wanted to take a quick video. It's not going to be a great video, no fancy editing, I know. I just wanted to throw something together for something for you to look for. Because it doesn't matter what year your house was built. It doesn't matter who it was built by. It all depends on the quality of the job by the contractor that decided to install your attic hatch. Okay? That's specifically what this is about. So we're on the third story here in our house. We've been here for 8 years. This is a 2012 house. When the original inspector was here, when we bought the house, he was very impressed when he went up in this attic. And he said, wow, I can't believe you have 16 inches of average blown in insulation up here. He's like, I don't see that in this neighborhood, even though it's a bit of a nicer neighborhood. He's like, most people don't pay the extra when they're building a house. So obviously the original owner did that before we bought it. Okay, great. I thought that's awesome. We went around with his infrared camera, but it was, it was a plus 15-degree day. It wasn't cold. So you can't see a lot of things on the FLIR camera when it's like that. Anyways, long story short, this has lots of insulation. It's well insulated. But when it was cold, I felt some drafts. And last winter, we had a little bit of attic rain, not bad. It didn't make any spots on the roof. But I opened this up and there was a ton of ice up in the attic here. And I don't have all the lights to show you guys up there right now. This is just an ad hoc video right on the spot here. But I went and grabbed some backer rod and some rubber weather stripping and some foam stuff to seal up some of these drafts and leaks. But here's what I want to show you. The whole point of this video. Again, I apologize for this video. It's not fancy. It's not well lit. It's not much. But I just have to show you guys. Okay. The lid, great. Look up there. You can see insulation on the top of this lid. I've measured this before. We've got 16 inches. I didn't quite believe the inspector, so I went up myself. I did find some places with 14 inches, but still. 16 inches of insulation blown in here. This door, this attic door, has that plus another 2 to 3 inch on top there. I haven't measured it. Lots of insulation, but here's the problem. This tiny little weather stripping, foam, that they install, look at that. I mean, it's 13 years, but it's about the thickness of a dime. That's what's left. And that's okay. It's foam. It's not accessed very often. It'll hold up. Doesn't need rubber. But that's not the problem. That's what everybody addresses when they go to do an attic hatch. Here's the problem. Look over the edge. I can fit my fingers in here. No problem. All the way down. Guess what insulation you have there? I'll show you. This crown molding, this baseboard, this stuff is made from sawdust and glue. That is your insulation to your attic, right there. That's it. That is all that you have. Look, you can even see light from my daughter's room. That is all you get, folks, because the heat comes up from her room and goes, guess what? Right through here, right up the side, right into the attic. And that's where you get your attic rain and your heat loss. So the whole reason I'm making this video is it doesn't matter who the builder is. It doesn't matter who installs it. It all is going to depend on the contractor, the person doing it, and if they care or if they don't. And we all know they don't often care very much. It's all about speed to get paid. But I should have addressed this years ago. And I'm kind of kicking myself that I'm just looking at this now. Been busy, but is what it is. So I'm going to fill this all with some backer rod, fill that gap in, get a little bit of insulation in there, because seriously, that's all that we get right there, all the way around. Now on this side, sure, it's a little bit less. I can't fit my fingers in there, but still more than a 1/4 inch gap. Well, that's all your heat going up, straight up. We're in the 3rd floor. Anyways, you have to laugh. Like, look at this. This was all jammed in the corner. I started pulling out this piece of the foam. Now, they actually, whoever did this did the foam pretty well. It was overlapped down, overlapped, came across. Like, it was installed not sloppily, but I'm going to put some thicker, better rubber stuff. But this is the main thing I'm going to do here. And I'll show you what I'm going to address it with. For those of you who care, go check yours. Save some money. This is 5/8 backer rod. I'll jam that in the big gaps there. I've also got some, what is this, 3/8 backer rod. Go throw some of that in there. This is good foam with lots of air pockets in it. Not dense foam. The less dense, the better, obviously. And yeah, I've got all kinds of different stuff here. I did our sliding door downstairs and sealed up some of the gaps in it. I couldn't find any videos or info online how to do it properly. Everybody eventually just says go to the window manufacturer, and waste of time. So I figured out something. Why don't I run you down there and show you? Okay, this is what I did down here. Piece of foam, I think that's 3/8 right in there. There's a drain point right there for water, for condensation, now if you get sideways rain or something, but we shouldn't be getting any on this. This is a sliding door. Anyways, I filled that. I did a little bit of caulking here, and I put a bead all along there. There was, if you're not sure, look where some dirt is showing up. That's where you need to address. Cleaned it all out with rubbing alcohol. I put some pads there, 1/2-inch foam pads, sticky backed. Cleaned it all off on the bottom of the door, stuck them on. Door works great, and there's no more draft. This used to be cold. When it was -20, this was cold on your fingers. This was cold on your fingers. It can still soak through down in there. There's a little bit of a gap. You can't really see it from this angle, but it's not a big deal. We don't get much condensation. I try not to keep the humidity too high. Anyway, that's what I did. I also put some new weather stripping on the doors, if you guys are curious. Here's our door. Trouble is, this is a 9-foot door and it's really heavy. I could not find weather stripping long enough for this. So I threw some new stuff in. And then I have a seam, where is it? Can't even find it, here. But I cut it much longer. The builders, they angle it 45 on the end, and there's air gets around it. And you can see I've added a second piece of foam here years ago, and it helped a little bit. But anyways, new weather stripping, all of these things. The difference is night and day. I don't get that crazy draft here that I would always get. Anyways, sorry for the long video. Not very great, not well edited, but go save yourself some money. Do some Q&A yourself, and it'll pay dividends down the road. Thanks for watching, guys.